I'm your host Sabrina, and in this episode I chat with a body confidence coach and a personal trainer about the struggles women over 40 face mentally and physically and how to balance confidence and health. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and enable notifications and share your thoughts in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm so excited. Today on the Sabrina Show I have Pav, fitness coach from the Strong Mum Project, and I also have Mina, body confidence coach. We're going to be talking about all things health, fitness and confidence, and this is a topic that is so dear to me because it's talking about struggles that I'm going through in my day-to-day life. Welcome to the show, ladies. How you guys doing?
Good, thank you for having me and host.
Yeah, thank you, excited.
Listen, we haven't bought the boxing gloves out today, and I know that many people are going to think, Sabrina, what are you doing? You've got a body confidence coach and a PT here. Is there going to be fireworks? But I think this is the perfect opportunity to set the record straight. Let's get into this. I'm approaching 40. We're all, and I know most of my followers are approaching an age where they're 40 and beyond. And we have some real hang-ups about our bodies and we're struggling. What do we do? Spill the tea from a PT insight and from a body confidence coach insight. Who wants to go first?
Go first?
Shall I go? Oh.
We're just going to battle this one out, aren't we? We're really going to battle this out. But go on, you go. You go for your PT side of it.
Yeah.
Then I'll come in the other way.
So I think there's a number of things. So for a lot of women, they've not had to train. They've not had to exercise. Yeah. They've been absolutely fine with their bodies in their 20s and their 30s. When we get close to 40s, we go through so many changes, hormonal changes, life stresses, parenting, carers, work stress. Yeah. We drop the ball. We don't look after ourselves. I've got so many clients who don't eat right. You know, they miss breakfast, they don't have a proper lunch, and they have whatever for dinner. They're not looking after themselves because they're looking after their kids, their husbands, their businesses, their parents. And I think you get to that age and you start realising, what about me? Yeah. And I think image is such a big part of us.
100%. That's exactly where I'm at. It's like you're talking to me. I'm at a point in my life, I'm 37. I'm so mindful that I'll be turning 40 soon. And I've got to reach a time where my kids are 5 and 8. I spent the last, 8 years kind of raising them. Now they're kind of like, fending for themselves. I've got a little bit of time. And now me and my husband, we've kind of like reignited our love life and all the rest of it. Sorry, Raj. But I want to feel hot. I want to feel sexy, I want to feel like I got my bodies from my 20s. And only when I put my clothes, I realised my body's not the same.
But I'm going to stop you there.
Yeah, tell me.
Look at these. When you look at your body, what's come out of your body?
I know.
Okay, 2 amazing kids, right?
Yeah.
That you've made independent. Yeah. But again, why are you so hung up? Is it social media? Yeah. Is it because I want to look like that person? I think we had a conversation earlier on. Yeah. It's like, you want to look like her, she wants to look like you. Yeah. We've got problems like, okay, my excuse the language, my boobs and all that kind of stuff. I have to just hold back a little bit, but I can't. But it's like, you want hers, she wants yours, I want theirs. But it's not like that. Yeah. Because you always think it's you, but it's everybody around us. Yeah. But social media's got so much to answer for in some ways as well. Like a lot of it's not real, right? So, people, the way we take pictures, let's take them at angle. Yeah. We just don't show our lumps and bumps, but we've all got them and they're there for a reason. So that's where I come from. But, you're as a PT, I'm not saying don't exercise or anything. I'm just saying, health has to come above everything, because guess what? Your health's not there. Everything else is just going to tumble down.
100%. And the thing is like, I feel a lot of women will probably resonate with me with what I'm about to say, but I feel like I've got Pav and Mina. Oh, I should be going to the gym today. Oh, that girl's running outside. I should be running. My body should look like a 20-year-old. Then I've got Mina. Love yourself, feel great about yourself. And it's like a massive internal battle. Should I be feeling like this? How do I marry you two together to make it work for me personally?
So for me, you should love yourself. because you're not going to make those improvements you need to make or want to make unless it comes from a place of love. I've had to work really hard on accepting my body, and actually I realised it came from here. At one point I did a transformation, I had a six-pack, and then I went into strength training, I lost my six-pack. Obviously I'd been showcasing it on the on my gram. And I remember I got a client, she goes, oh yeah, you used to have really defined abs. And I thought, what does that mean? Does that mean I'm not who I am? I can't be this PT? But I've had to work really hard now going, I am really happy in my skin because I am 40 and I want to be happy with the way I look. I don't want to keep having that battle. However, health, like Mina said, health is really important. And also, when you're approaching 40 and onwards, exercise, fitness training, especially resistance training, is really important for your bone health. Like, osteoporosis, when you start going perimenopause or menopause, your bone density just decreases. And we're at risk of osteoporosis. So that's where fitness and like weight training is really important.
I think you've just hit the nail on the head because you talked about strength. You didn't say anything about fat loss. You didn't say anything about looking a certain way. So for me, is that this is how we're married, right? This is how we're married because we're thinking exactly the same way. And there are some people out there that, you have to look a certain way. No, you don't. As long as your body can hold you up, you can breathe and you can walk. I think that's what it is, because don't forget, when we talk about menopause and everything, I'm kind of going through, so I'm 55, so I'm on the other side of it where you guys are probably just starting out and stuff. So I've been through all that, I've been going through it, and it's for life. I can't just say there's an expiry date because this could go on for years and years. Really? Apparently so, ladies. I'm not no expert, but apparently so. So do you know something else to add to your list?
Oh, God.
Yeah, something else to add to your list. But it's okay. It's okay. But if we start doing the things that I've just said about the strength, looking after ourselves and building ourselves, it's great. Because you know what? You can look amazing on the outside. We can buy clothes that fit us. And again, I think conversations with other people that I want to wear something like I did in my 20s. Guess what, guys? We can't do that. We can wear crop top because you just touched on that. You want to wear. Who's telling you can't wear a crop top?
Like, seriously, I feel like I'm going through a midlife crisis because I'm not gonna. I'll be raw and honest with you guys. I'm not gonna lie, but when I stand in the mirror naked, I don't recognize myself. I don't recognize my body anymore. My body is not mine. That's how I literally feel. I see all the lumps and bumps and rolls. And I've been someone that's been pretty slim and in good shape her whole life. And I didn't realize that after I had kids, I just wanted to eat, and I didn't, and it hasn't stopped. And the funny thing is, I have some family members like, you've gone bigger, you're not going to lose the baby weight. And then you don't realize that, oh my God, I'm still carrying all the weight. And then I went to Westfield the other day and I just broke down and I cried in the changing room because I was picking out all these sexy, trendy clothes, but my body doesn't suit those clothes anymore.
Again, look at when you said, when was the last time, okay, you looked at your body now. Did you ever look at your body when we were younger? Naked in the mirror?
No, not really.
Okay, so what made you do it now?
I don't know. I just feel, I don't know, because my clothes don't fit like how they normally. Like, I was that girl that used to wear this sexy bodycon dresses. Like, I was fly in my 20s. And now it's just like the, I feel like
you are 37 years old. What's wrong with you?
I dress like, one of those mumsy, nothing wrong with being a mum. I'm a mum myself. But like, typical mumsy, like, everything's like, even the shirt, it's so square.
I've never been able to wear a bodycon dress.
Really?
No, because I don't
certainly
have boobs. And then like my belly will hang out from the smallest, and I have different hang-ups. My body's a different shape.
This is it. Do you see what I'm saying? We've all been through it. I've been through that as well. But you know what? It is, again, we have to take a real check of ourselves.
Right. And how do we do that?
How do we do that? Because we start to stand there and think, right, okay, what's my life been like? Right, in my 20s, what were the pressures I had in my 20s?
I was living my best life.
Right. Okay. So did you have to feed the children?
No.
Look after a husband? Look after
the
a house?
laundries,
Did you have to do any of that?
No.
Okay. So we forget that. That things have changed. 100%. We've evolved. We've got children. We're running around. Like you said earlier on, we put everybody ahead of ourselves, and then When we get to a stage where it's like breaking points, that the elastic band's just like kind of binged, and that's when we start thinking, okay, I don't really like the way I look, and all these hang-ups come. But what we don't look is where we are in our life now in comparison to when we were 20 years old. I have a lot. You're not the first, and you're not going to be the last. I've been there, done it, got the t-shirt. But I'm like, right, okay, Mina, you're 55 now. You could accept the way you're looking. Right, what can I do to look good? Right. I can't wear what I did before, but guess what? I can get something else. And it's going to different shops. Don't keep going to the shops you went to when you were in your 20s. I think you just need to have a look at it a little bit differently now.
So what's some strategies or advice or tips that you can share that's going to work on the mental side of body confidence? When I'm in that changing room in Zara, Mango, wherever it is, and that jeans is not zipping up, or I have to suck in a little bit more, what should I be saying to myself in the mirror?
First of all, you should say, go and get a bigger size.
Yeah, just try the next size up.
Try the next size up. I shop in Mango. I shop in Zara. And I can actually, some days I'm like, oh my God, I can get into Zara. Text my girls, I bought something from Zara, guys.
I don't even, like, Zara jeans do not work for me, so I don't go there. So I know where I know which shops are right for me jeans wise and certain tops wise. Shops are different, and we see those things where it's like, look at this size, it's the same size, and it's like looks different in like 10 different shops.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's just getting your measurements, your body measurements. Don't go on labels. I think we're so hung up about the size. Cut them out. Cut the labels out. If that's going to mess with your head, it's okay. Go for a bigger size. Just cut the labels out, I always say.
I do want to add though, if you have a goal and you're like, I do want to go for it. Like I had it after having my daughter. I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to look athletic. I want to look like, people could see that I train, because I didn't. And I've been training for years, and I was a cardio bunny. I got myself a nutrition coach and I worked with her, and I trimmed down, I transformed, I got the abs, I got it all, and I was like, I've made it. Obviously it all went like the other way because I started living a normal life again and not eating as little as I did. But I learned more about myself, my body, and I also learned what that sacrifice of those glossy magazines and those women we see, the sacrifices you have to make. And then you weigh up, am I willing to make those sacrifices to look that way or not? And working from that way as well. Goals are achievable. It's what are you willing to give up, put in, how hard are you willing to work? It's like anything, your career, parenting, 11 plus with the kids. That's the same with your body.
But Pav, be real with me. With how most women's lifestyles are probably very similar to mine, on the go, maybe they've got young children. And actually, Mina, you're a little bit, like, you're 55, you can give us the other side of the spectrum. But be real, if I wanted to, can I?
Yes. Because you can achieve anything you put your mind to. It comes 100%. Down to your why and how much you really want it. When I wanted to, so my story, went to uni, gained loads of weight, finished uni, and my mom goes, no one's going to marry you at your size, right? That's what I got told. And
which
that's
was a lot of probably South Asian females.
I was getting, like, going to the Godvan, and they were like saying, oh, like, look at your daughter's double chin, you can put a cup on her backside. I mean, that's like, that's my story. That's where my fitness story starts with. Trying to get myself a husband. And I just remember that was it. Like, I just wanted it so badly. But that was it. I lived and breathed it. I was like, this is how bad I want it. Obviously now with kids and life.
But was it really, how did you feel when you
awful. This is why I was going to say,
how did you feel about it?
Awful. I had body dysmorphia. Even when I look at the pictures before I had kids, I thought I was like massive. Now I look at it, I'm like, God, I was tiny. Like, I'm so much bigger now, but so much happier. There are certain, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym. But that, it means something to me, right? You will always put in the effort if it means something. I love going training. I love being a powerlifter. I love eating healthy foods. But it doesn't start from there. This is for me 20 years, but I think when you start this journey and you want it, you have to be kind to yourself. You have to start with really basic healthy habits. Start ingraining it into your day-to-day lifestyle. And it's a journey. So don't think in 4 weeks I want to look this way. It could take, you do it for, say, 6 weeks. You're like, okay, what's worked, what hasn't? Let's tweak it. Okay, you do it again. But you stay on it, because the end goal is a healthy, like, lifestyle. And that's where the mindset changes.
But let's be real, like, you're getting up going to a gym at 4:30, babe. I am turning my pillow the other way around. I'm like dribbling at 4:30. You know, healthy. You like healthy eating. I like 10 bars of chocolate. You know what I mean? So, what for the ladies out there that may be watching it, thinking, "Oh God, this like similar to me." How can we, get a body that we feel more confident in? Our clothes feel great in, but we can maintain that lifestyle at the same time. I have some really exciting news. Being a small business owner myself, I'm always looking for ways to taking my business to the next level. It's really important for me that I'm showcasing my brand, products or services in a way that really talks to my ideal client. We're offering a variety of sponsorship packages that will help you do exactly that. Could your next client be watching the show? Your brand will be showcased to our engaged audience right in the middle of their favorite show. From shout outs to full-on dedicated segments, we have a package that will suit your brand's needs. Reach out today and let's make your brand the star of the show. Drop us an email to find out more.
It's really simple. Like, it's really so breakfast, we just look at all your food groups, how you're eating, and like making sure you're eating enough protein. Because if you're eating the right foods, and it could be foods you enjoy, it doesn't have to be, I'm not telling you to eat salads. I mean, I don't eat salads. But you naturally feel fuller. Like a lot of the reasons why you reach for those sugary treats is not because you necessarily, I really want a chocolate. It's because you're tired, you're run down, you're not hydrated enough, you're not resting enough. And those, those are sometimes that's why you reach for that chocolate bar. So we have to work backwards.
And I think it's a lot of the stuff as well. I think what you've just touched on, it's everything. Do you know what? Go back to basics. You know, when we were growing up, we didn't have a lot of snacks in between, right?
No.
We've just been conditioned to say we need to eat more. And half the time we're probably, I don't know, quote me if I'm wrong, we're thirsty and not hungry because we haven't drunk enough water. I realised that for myself and I'm like, whoa, okay, it's not food I need. I used to go for the chocolate bars. My sort of journey started that again, like somebody else said to me, you're dark, you're big. I was a size 10 or 12 when I got married.
This is crazy.
I'm talking about 37 years ago, and you're talking now. I'm like, this hasn't changed.
Why we have these societal pressures? Why do people feel like it's okay to judge us on our skin color or our body weight? Why?
Because what else are they going to talk about? What else are they going to do? It's happened to them, but do you know what? It's generational. I can't blame them. Do you know what? We go back on to say, you went through it, so it's not fair, but they don't know any different. But guess what? The buck stops at us now. We do. We're more educated now. But our life, you think about our moms, grands and nannies and stuff like that. They were at home. Right? We have children to look after. We have a family to, most of us work at the same time as trying to build careers and stuff. So when they don't know any different. They don't know the lifestyle that we've got to compare it to them. Because, according to them, we're supposed to just do to be like them, but we're not. You know what? We women, we're more ambitious now because we want to get out there. We want to do things for ourselves. And that's what they didn't do. So stop. Let's start.
Images have changed.
Exactly.
Covered up a lot of the time. We don't want to be.
Well, do you know what? Again, there's the memes about these aunties wearing chota little, starry blouses, things hanging out, and then there's little girls wearing a crop top, and they've got the audacity to say, look at her bare shirt, I'm right. But they've got everything hanging out. So those are the kind of things. But we need to challenge these women. We need to challenge them back to say, or make them understand to say, do you know what? Lifestyle's very different. We want to look a certain way, and it's okay. They had fashion. Do you know they had all the saris and
do you have girls or boys?
I have one of each.
Oh, great. So, how are you raising your daughter? Firstly, in regards to her body confidence.
My daughter raises me, man. I raise her. Oh, she loves crop tops. That girl loves her. There's so equally with my son and daughter, they're both the same. And there's a bit of a story with my own journey. Is that I used to be, when I was pregnant and I had my son, I had the same. I looked at myself after having my son, literally weeks, and I go to my husband, this is not my body. I'm disgusted. Like it bounces. I've got a tummy. Like, this is not my body. I was absolutely revolted by myself. I'd message my friends and I'm like, so the way I spoke about myself was vile. And
Tell me about it.
We've all been there.
I heard on the radio, I was listening to LBC, I was going somewhere, I heard, and there was a grown man talking about eating disorders, and he said that he has an eating disorder after watching his mum diet. And at that point, I thought, knowing where I was, I thought, this stops because I need to change myself because I cannot pass these issues onto my children.
And that's what it is. It starts from home.
Yeah.
You know, everything what do kids see? We're like a mirror image.
Yeah.
They will follow everything. If mom's sitting there just twiddling like food around her plate, kids are going to do that. Or mom's taking out. Or dads as well. It's not just mums. You know, we keep saying mums, but parents itself. Keep reading and say this is fattening. The words we're using. These kids at the age of 7 hate their bodies.
Yeah.
I've seen it in schools. I've seen it on like programs and stuff. Kids hate their bodies. Yeah. You're 7 years old. You're supposed to be cute. You're supposed to look in the mirror and twirl and say I'm beautiful.
Exactly.
But you know they don't because it all stems like what we're watching, what's coming into the house.
Yeah.
You know the material coming into the house, what we watch on TV, what we're reading, what are these kids picking up.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I do with a lot of my clients as well. Just look at their lifestyle. Look at younger kids. Do they have younger kids? Teenagers nowadays.
Yeah.
Again, teenagers. Where's all that stem from?
Yeah.
A lot of it, honestly, I'm not saying that as parents. I've done it to my kids as well. I've had to do a lot of eating humble pie and stuff like that. So I sat my girls and I said, did I anyway? Yep. I didn't even finish my sentence. They go, yeah. Okay, let's say, because I knew and I got educated about it. And I had to apologise to them. You know, my younger daughter, she's happy for me to say, she suffered from body dysmorphia as well. She's getting better. Yeah. The older ones, you know, my kids were compared. My older one's a bit like me, and the younger one's probably like her dad. Like, you know, and it's comparison between the children. And that's the hard thing. Like, it doesn't, you know, boys and girls should be the same. Little boys suffer just as much as little girls.
And this is what I was going to say, Mina, and hopefully you can help me with this, is the self-love, the self-talk. So I didn't realise how vile I used to talk about myself until my husband kept saying to me, the way in which you talk about yourself, I didn't realize, I don't think we realized, we say, oh, I'm so ugly, I'm so fat. And he goes, the way in which you speak about it, it's so disgusting that if you had someone speaking about someone else like that, you'd be like, what the hell? And I used to think, oh, why are you talking rubbish, whatever. Then one day my son at the time was 7 years old, and he was standing in front of the mirror and he was dressed smart. And he goes, and I'm doing my makeup in the same room. He goes, oh, I look ugly in this, I'm so fat. It was like I could hear myself talking. Yeah. And from then I realized, oh my God, I need to smash that to the ground. So talk to us a little bit about self-love and the way in which we should be speaking to ourselves with love.
But it's really, really easy. You've got to love yourself. Do you know what, again, I teach people how to feel their bodies, because we don't do that enough.
Okay, how do I feel my body?
Literally, there's ways you can do it with your clothes. It's literally, just feel it. Just give yourself some love.
I have not done that in a long time.
Just give yourself some love. And I just say through the whole body, I just go naked, lie on the bed, and it goes all over. The sensual touch to your body.
When do we actually touch ourselves like that? It actually almost feels... And even
then it's a loofah or something. You're not but when we've lost the art of like the sensual touch for ourselves. You just do that with your fingertip, just gently. Yeah. Look at that. Feel that. Can you feel the sensuality? Yeah. We don't do that enough.
Yeah, we don't.
And this is self-love. It's literally on our face. We're just like literally packing it all in.
That's it.
Right? But just literally, do you know what I just say every single day? Look in that mirror and just literally give yourself that's self-love.
Yeah.
It's literally self, and it's all over.
Yeah.
You know, I teach a lot of mirror work as well. When's the last time you looked at your face so well?
Yeah.
You know, we don't.
I just do my makeup, boom, 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 and I go out, but I never actually look at myself.
So that's what I teach. So the workshop I did not that long ago, I had women in tears.
Yeah.
Because we were looking at they've never looked at start with your face, and then work your way down to your body.
I feel a little bit like, if I'm going to be really real with you lot, when I look at myself in the mirror eye to eye, I feel awkward. Is that normal?
No, yeah, so absolutely, because you're not used to it. Do you know what? When we were growing up, again, this is even I've been told, don't keep looking in the mirror because you're so vain.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's conditioned again, isn't it?
That's the problem. Like, I remember I said to my friends, "What do you like about yourselves?" Like, over Messenger, what do you like about your body? They came back with all the things they didn't like. Because it feels like if you big yourself up, you say, "I love this about myself." It's like you're up yourself.
Yes.
And so, but that's not. So
exactly.
Naturally, you look for faults.
Because that's what we're conditioned to. Because we're not taught this. So this is all like, again, STEM. You know, I said to your kids, stand in front of the mirror. Tell me, what do you like about yourself? Yeah. Tell me, look at you. I'll look at your lips. Okay, tell me about it. So get them to do the mirror work. Yeah. Just get a little compact. The number of women I kind of coach, they don't have mirrors in the house. Wow. Or have a compact mirror because they're just too scared to look at it. And even there were a few people on that workshop couldn't do it. I said, that's fine. But when you go home, have a look at yourself. But we just don't study our face enough. We don't study our body enough. We've forgotten it because I just say, whatever you learned as a child, chuck it out the window and start new, start fresh. Yeah. And from today, it's literally, you know, we do it through other ways, but we just don't do that enough of that. Does that make you feel exactly?
I feel good.
I really want to touch on the kids thing.
Yeah.
Because with my kids, they once turned around recently going, what's weight loss?
Oh, wow.
Because all they know is strength training, muscles, or healthy eating. There's no use of fat or diet or anything. I'm very conscious, but then it's natural for me because that's not my type of language anyway. So it's not even like hiding it. Yeah. I've worked so hard it's just gone. Yeah. But that's my mindset.
Brilliant.
But it is, you know, they are like my
because they've heard it elsewhere, right?
My brother-in-law was trying to lose weight, and they go, "Mummy, what is weight loss?" Yeah. Like, I was just like, "Oh my!" I love the fact you're clueless.
Exactly.
You know, I'm glad because I don't want you to worry about weight loss.
No. Yeah.
Just, you know, movement, good eating, fuel yourself. You know, my daughter, she's really cute. She'll be like, "This is like, you know, Haribo. You have the little egg because she knows egg is protein." She goes, "Mummy, protein."
Yes, with a lot of sugar.
I'll take that one.
But that's what it is. I think it's teaching kids as well because we can put them in a little bubble, but you know what? They're going to go into the real world.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's, again, showing them to say, do you know what? The little ones are on social media. Yeah. They see what's going on. To say, look, this isn't a lot real. I come from a banking background as well. So I've just seen people get into debt with social media as well, trying to look a certain way. Because it's contagious. It's like, okay, I'm doing one thing. I've got Botox here. Then I need this. Then I need that.
And that's another thing.
Constant.
Because it is constant. And going back to the kids issue is that we come from a generation where we've got to taste life with and without the internet. Yes, I know how much I get drawn in when I'm looking on Instagram or scrolling, and I do feel jealousy, I feel envy, I put myself down. But moving forward, our children are growing up in a world where all they know is the internet. Yep. So what do we do to protect them?
It's education.
That's all it is. It's honestly, it really is education. I think there's, from my point of view now, not enough done in schools. Yeah. I think we need to start, do what we can at home. And then obviously, you know, I'm trying to work on a program with the schools, try and bring something to it. Yeah. There are programs, but they just haven't got the finance, they haven't got the tools, they haven't got the time to do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But they've got to kind of do it. Yeah. But little by little, I think we can start doing it to say, this isn't real. Show them real pictures. Show them the Photoshop. I think there is something on the internet that you can see. Show them the two pictures to say, look, this is what they do.
Yeah. I think, and role model.
Exactly.
So my daughter's got curly hair like mine, and I don't straighten my hair because I'm showing her that mummy has curly hair just like you. When she started school at 4 years old, she came home in tears because she wanted straight hair because the girl said she had messy hair. Because it's not the kid's fault. They don't know what it is.
And it's different.
So I sent in a book from Rochelle Hume's, like Magic Hair, and I was like, made the school read it to the class. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Educate everyone. But that's it. You can be an educator and you can be a role model. But I think a lot of that starts from home.
100%.
I've always been a gym goer. I've always enjoyed the gym. Not at 4:30 in the morning though. I go at sensible time, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. And to be honest, I really enjoy the classes because I feel like I'm someone that I can't hold myself accountable. I need that push and I need that buzz of other people doing it with me. And to be fair, maybe I'm not confident in the actual gym itself and I don't know how to use the machines. That's why I stick with the classes. But I realize that as the years have progressed, my body doesn't respond to the training that I'm doing. So what I used to do in my 20s and my 30s that used to work, it's not working. I'm eating well. I'm going to the gym 3 to 4 times in a week, but I ain't losing no weight, girl. So obviously our bodies are changing, right? Yeah. How should we be adjusting our workout to be aligned with our age?
So I think for me, I'm going to say resistance training is key, like progressive overload, like doing...
Girl, resistance training. Tell me, what's progressive overload? Break it down for the sisters.
you go. I know you said you don't go and do the machines and stuff, but like squats, deadlifts, core work, like massively important. Your sort of upper push pull, like push ups, presses, and everything are all important.
I think sorry to interrupt, but I think a lot of women steer away from that sort of training because they're under the illusion they're going to get bulky. Is that a myth?
Yeah, massively. You're not going to get bulky. You're not. I don't think you would have to, like these bodybuilders where you see it, that's what they live and breathe. That's all they do. And they shift massive weights.
Right.
And also the way they eat and they sleep and rest and everything is so they look that way.
Right.
And we have to do weight training for our bodies, our bone and everything, especially the older we get. It's for our well-being. I know this is about how we look, but forget about how we look. This is about our well-being. And I don't think enough people talk about that. Like if you want a why, you want to think, as I age, I want to be able to look after myself. I want to be fit and healthy for my children, for my husband, for my parents. And that's where we owe it to ourselves.
I think I'm just going to go on to that. This is where my mindset is now, to say it's literally about I need to look after myself and not for everybody else. I'm doing it for me because I don't want other people to be looking after me. So I'm on the other side with the new guys. So now it's like, right, you know, I should have started early, but it's never too late, right? Never too late. So I'm like, okay, I realise my upper body is so weak, and I thought it was quite strong in the past, but it's becoming weaker. So as you age, it does become weaker. And I think the training and stuff like that, that's probably something I will come and speak to you about, because that's what I need to do. Because it does, with your menopause and everything else, you will become weaker. No matter how strong you think you are, if you don't do the work, it's going to get weaker and weaker.
And I want to say, so I don't think it's the exercises. There's no magic exercises where you say I'm not seeing changes. Can't just look at the exercises. We have to look at everything you're doing. You might think I'm eating healthily. You like to lose weight or to do anything like those changes that you want. You need to be in a calorie deficit. You know, and that for some people, honestly, it could be a spoonful of Nutella. If you're just cutting back 50 calories a day or 100, Nutella spoonful is 100 calories, and that's like you don't mindlessly sometimes eat stuff. You're like, I'm not losing weight.
I had 3 spoons last week. I'm not gonna lie.
But then I'm not saying, like when I work with my clients, I don't say you can't have some, but we work on how you be good 5 days and you're going out for a meal on the weekend, and then we adjust things in the week so you can enjoy that. But I'm very mindful of mental health, the way I coach. I just think we take on a lot, and sometimes people who have had body dysmorphia and eating disorders when they're younger, calorie counting and watching what they eat is not healthy. And that's why my approach is, okay, I want to see what you're eating. Like I just get my clients to send me a plate of food, what they're eating, and I can look at it, and for me I'm like, are you eating enough protein, like things like that? So will you feel fuller for longer? And start really slow. Whereas other people, they can take it and you're like, right, here you go, here's your plan, here's your calories, off you go, and mentally they can handle it. So it comes down to looking at you as a person as a whole.
Mina, when someone is starting this journey for the first time, I think the first thing is the mental battle. 100%. Give some advice, give some tips that if for the women out there that are starting this journey for the very first time, or they're restarting after a really long time and they're really looking into what their why is, how should they start mentally preparing themselves for whatever journey they feel is going to be right for them?
Okay, what I would also say, don't look back at what your life was before.
Okay.
Start with your life now. Because your life, like, we spoke about it earlier, 20 years ago, you were a different person, your lifestyle was different. Where are you today? What's your lifestyle like? Because you've done 20 years. In 5 years, all our lives change. Even 2 years down the road, lives change. So to say, literally take account of who you are now. What do you look like? And, perhaps, like you said, it's the training, and we just want quick results. You're not going to get quick. Think about sustainability. Think about long term. Think about, don't look for, with anything you do, it's fad. If you don't work on yourself from the internal, who you are, what do you like? We forget what we like. We're just so, and when I sit down with a client, I'll just sit down with an A4 size A4 paper and say, put you in the middle. What do you enjoy? And guess what? You've forgotten what you enjoy. 10 seconds, just write down. What kind of things do you enjoy? And that's where it all starts from. And do you know what? It'll change. You're like, oh my God, I used to do this. I don't do that anymore. People are like, little things, and that's your mindset again. And we forget who we are as a person.
It's true because like you said, until we don't work on ourselves, we have to stop the comparing. I think the biggest thing for me, I have to bloody stop the scrolling.
Do you know
Instagram
what? Have a
scrolling.
detox. Detox it for a day. Do you know what? Learn to kind of every other hour or something, detox. Don't do it. Put an alarm on.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of stuff is comparing.
It is, because I'm scrolling and I'm like, she's the same age as me. She's got 2 kids. Her body looks like that. Why doesn't mine? And then there's the jealousy and the envy, and those are really toxic traits.
And then shapes are different.
Exactly. Every shape is different.
Every shape is different. Like, you can't compare shape. You know.
And it's what you've been through on your journey. When you've had your kids, every woman is different. You don't know what complications or anything these people have had. They may have lost a whole load of weight, but if they're on social media, they probably got a team of people. We don't wake up, all done up.
Also, you don't know what they're really feeling,
Exactly.
and what their mental health is at, and how they're trying to uphold this image, or and if and letting go of that, they probably can't go and enjoy a chocolate bar.
No, and they're probably dying for it. And I'm just saying, have one. But it is, don't deprive yourself. Once you start depriving, you want it more and more.
There's no such thing as diet. Like, you get to enjoy all your foods and you can make changes. I know it sounds really like, oh my God, but it really is that way.
So is it true? Can we truly balance a healthy lifestyle and feeling body confident?
Double nods.
Yes.
Definitely, you can.
So there's hope for me?
Always. But you just got to stop beating yourself about it. Look at you, this beautiful person.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
What one change will you make off the back of this, talking to us?
Honestly, I can't answer that question now because my mindset is just not there. I'm so used to beating myself up, and I'm such in a rut at the moment with the way in which I look, and I feel like even now I just want to rip these bloody jeans off that I wouldn't want to sit here and just lie for the sake of it, but I think it's really I think it's really real and honest for me to be this way, because I know that there's hundreds of women that are in the exact same position. So until I don't work on the mindset, until I don't feel myself and learn to love myself, and then I can start working on what I'm going to eat, how I'm going to exercise, how I'm going to gel the two, then I think I would know.
You can start, there's so many little habits you can start straight away.
I think that's the key. Don't think, do.
No, exactly.
Honestly, the way I start with my clients is even the water, the sleep, the protein, and I go, pick one. Start with one. The steps. I know it's like, that's not going to give me my abs. But you have to start somewhere. And start small. And then you'll have that snowball effect, right? It will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you'll be able to take
because sometimes it's really overwhelming. Like, I'm looking after my kids. I run my own business. I do the Sabrina show. I'm wearing thousands of different hats, and then on top of that, you're telling me I need to go to the gym, I need to eat well, I need to love myself. Sometimes that can feel a little bit overwhelming for loads of women out there that are wearing lots of different hats. So I think it's great to start small.
My biggest tip would be for today is go home, every woman, shut your eyes, lie down on your bed, literally feel your body and the sensation. Think where you are, think how far you've come. And I'll tell you one thing, it's transforming. It sounds simple, and like I said, we're doing simple changes. That's the simplest thing I can say, and come back to me and tell me how you felt.
So your one tip is start with steps.
Start with steps or water. Start small.
Start small. And yours is give yourself a little rub-a-dub-dub.
I'll tell you, it'll change your mindset.
Ladies, it's been amazing having you on the Sabrina show. I'm so grateful for this conversation. I hope you ladies that are watching, or even men, can take a few tips and advice and really implement it into your own life. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, enable notifications, and if you've got something to add to this conversation, write it in the comments. Thanks so much, ladies.
Thank you.